everybody, it's Saturday video 37 today, and today we're going to talk about, you know, your self-image, and you are what you tell yourself.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you?
Fabulous. Did you know, here's the thing, I read an article this week that said, well, it might not have been this week, but I have read an article about this, that the words that you use quite often in your vocab, like I say amazing and wonderful and fabulous and all that stuff, that is what people start to think about you. So if you're going, oh my God, it's nah, 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 and we all know people like that who complain all the time, and you kind of don't look forward to seeing them, do you? Don't you agree?
100%.
Yeah. So there we go. So one of my girlfriends, Nikki, she actually says it like this. I'll go, oh, you know, how about that person? And she says, you know, and I go, I wonder why they're like that. And you know what she says? I like this analogy. She says they like wearing that comfortable t-shirt. They like that comfy t-shirt that says whatever. It's
I'm a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because there's some benefit they're getting from that.
I'm a pain in the ass, let me bring you down.
Yeah. And it's really interesting because with Oprah's last life class, TD Jakes said, he had this woman on who'd been married for many, many years, and she'd lost her husband, and it was the love of her life, and I've got something in my teeth. It was the love of her life, and she was desperately sad. I think 10 years had passed since her husband had died. And I'm not saying that would be easy at all, because I reckon that would be terrible. But she was living still in that moment of 10 years ago, and she hadn't moved on, and he said to her, you have to be grateful for the fact that you have been loved, because so many people haven't been loved. So I thought that was wonderful, and she got a lot out of that. It was on, I think, the last life class. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you this story is because
I was wondering why.
The very same day I had just watched that, this woman came over, a client, to buy some jewellery, and she'd recently lost her husband, and within the last year even, but had a fabulous relationship, beautiful relationship, and I was talking to her a little bit about it, and I said, oh, how are you feeling? And she goes, you know what, I feel really lucky because I've been loved. And I'm like, I just heard that on life class, and I was telling her, isn't that interesting? And she was such beautiful energy to be around. I really liked her company. It's interesting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So be mindful, like, you know...
I've got a couple of clients. One of them's even a friend. And when I talk to them, they go, so, you know, I was... and by the end of the
I don't know who this is.
No, I know you don't. No. And, you know, and they'll talk...
All your clients who watch the videos, because there are a few, are going to be thinking, is that them?
Drives me insane.
Does it? Is he a negative kind of guy, or not really?
No, not too bad, but
that...
It just sort of vents this ugly energy.
It's weird, isn't it?
Because, you know, I don't know about you, but
I just do.
Step aside all that. You know, I just, if someone brings me down, I can't do it.
Yes, but you know
what? I don't
what?
have to say anything, I just can't do it. I just step out of that arena.
But
and I hang in a space that I feel motivated, because I can't be in a space that I'm not.
No, but that's not to say that when friends or family are in a bad spot that we just run away.
No, but that's all right for a week or two or something like that. But my dad has told me, from when I was a little kid, you know, when I used to go on house calls with him, because I'd go, you know, he was a doctor, and I'd sit in the car and he'd go to hospitals, and I'd sit and wait, or we'd go and do house calls, and he'd get back in the car and I'd say, how many injections did you give me? I said, 27.
That's such a kid's question.
Every patient always got 27 injections. I'm glad I wasn't that patient. And we'd chat away about all sorts of things, and he always said to me, don't get hung up on the dead. He said, because life's for the living. It's interesting, isn't it? And he kept always saying that to me. You know, it's all right to grieve, but life's for the living. Because our time all comes. Yeah. Yeah, I've got, you know, I love helping people, I do. But sometimes I like to hear their good stories as well. You know, sometimes you have someone who'll ring you up and they'll go, and they'll tell you all the sad stuff. You go, oh, you know what, why don't you do this and this? And, you know, you get them all motivated by the end of the call. And then next time I talk to them again, I'm not eating sugar, everyone, so that is like torturous because it smells delicious. It does smell really good. So I like to help people, and I'm happy with that. But I don't just want to hear the bad stuff. I want to hear the good stuff as well. I don't want you to just write to me and go, oh, I'm so flat and blah, blah, blah. I want to hear like, today I had a fabulous day and it was really great and da, 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 da. Because I can
do a bit of the bad stuff, but it's not fair to dump everything on someone who's happy all the time, because you're transferring your energy. Do you agree with that?
Hey, all the boys in the office email every time there's a deal done, because it makes me feel good.
Yeah. So we didn't do a video last week because I threw my one up that I made with Josh in New York. Because Josh and I, when we were running around with doing all our Oprah stuff, it was fun. Paul even watched it, didn't you? It was short. It was like 13 minutes, but I thought I didn't want to let you down and not have a video. Have you been timing? Yes.
Yeah, I like the bit with Josh doing the dance of the chorus line.
Wasn't that good? Down the street.
I think it was down like 58th Street or whatever it was.
Do you know what was really funny? He had his headphones in and he goes, "Oh my God, it's because I'm with you. This music has come on." Like he sort of thinks that all good stuff happens when we're together. And he said, "Oh my God, the music's coming on." So he's dancing down the street. And then I thought, hang on, why is he listening to his headphones when he's walking down the street with me?
He did it show perfect too.
Yeah, he did.
He did, you know, he was like,
He actually did a bit before that.
I was going to mark him. I was going to
Hey, I'm going to Dancing with the Stars tonight, everybody. I'm very excited. See Mel B and Josh in action. Okay.
I can hardly wait.
So consequently, I'm reading the questions from May the 11th, which is, you know, a couple of weeks ago.
So go quickly.
Quickly,
go get the
So my question was, I want to talk about how we are the story we tell ourselves. So many of my gorgeous friends are telling themselves stories they shouldn't. Do you do this? You know, like...
Yes, they do!
Yeah. So many people tell themselves bad stories, and you have to think, if you are one of those people, what is your company like? Like, do people look forward to seeing you? Probably not. They can do it a certain amount of time. In fact, I remember having a girlfriend who was going through a divorce, well, who shall remain nameless, and she used to come over for tacos, and I heard the story probably, I don't know, 20 times. And everything she said was always related to that, you know, really hung up on that.
I'd go to bed. I was just
And so in the end, I said, you know what? I said, I can't do this story anymore. And I said, if you're telling your friends this over and over again, you're going to lose them. And it was really hard for me to say, but because I liked her so much, I did. And it worked, and it helped her. She didn't like hearing it either at the time, but later on she told me that it was good.
So I get up early and I go for breakfast, and I have my little favourites, and I like going where the energy's good and the coffee's nice, and I might have porridge usually. So the other day, I go to one of my favourites, and there's this guy. And he'd been away anyway.
I always try to work out who he's talking about when he says this.
It opens at 7. I got there at 5 to 7. The door was locked. I sat on the tables out the front. And I just looked at him and smiled. You know, when they're inside, I'm outside. It's like, hey, Paul, you know, it's 5 to 7. We don't open for 5 more minutes. Like,
Isn't that
I'm a good customer.
You can tell it's not their business when they do that, can't you?
Yeah, I'm a good customer. Yeah. So anyway, he came to the door to open it, and I thought, oh, this is nice. And he opened the door, and he stuck his head out, and he said, "What do you want?" I said, "Oh, don't worry." I said, "It's okay."
Did you stay or did you leave? Say I would have left.
No, I said, "Oh, look, don't worry." I thought if he hasn't worked out because he's known me for 5 years, what I'm coming for, you know, I was going to say a new suit and a brand new car. I mean, why are people so moronic like this?
I don't know.
Anyway,
is he always like that, or do you think he had a bad day?
No, every time I see him, it's always a negative comment. Always a negative comment. And so you know what? I actually don't go there very much at all. I go to another one, I walk in, they go, "Hi Paul!" And I go, "Hi, how are you, Kathy?" And the music's playing and the place has got a good vibe and it's got good energy and everything's good and I like it. So I've actually just drifted out of that space.
So what's the story you tell yourself about you? What's your story?
Well, things are busy. Things are always happening. I'm always trying to expand and I'm always trying to find new ways and I keep learning new things. And my friend Jake, Mr.
Jake, our computer guy who filmed for the Logies.
Jake's 19, right? But Jake is a computer genius. And he teaches me things all the time. I have learnt so much about it. And the other day we had a client in the office and the guy this client is about my vintage. I'm 52 and we're a little bit, bit computer challenged is the word. And so we tried to Google search him, he didn't come up. Tried to go onto his website, didn't come up. And then I said, "Jake, have you got any spare time?" He needed all his...
Are we still recording? I'm just going to check. You to keep telling the story.
Well, it's going to be very close. I'll hold the story.
No, you can. I'm a genius. That was perfect timing. Go on.
So, anyway, Jake started asking him a few questions and I felt like I was in that exact same situation 6 months ago, because I've learnt so much. So I need to have a project, I need to be busy, I need to be stimulated, I need to have something on the go. And then, yes.
My friend Leah in America says that about herself too. She always needs a project. And all that.
Well, there's got to be a reason to get out of bed in the morning,
yeah.
you know, and I might have multiple levels of projects, you know.
So, okay guys, from hearing that, can you hear that that's exciting to listen to? I think that is.
Even one of my crazy projects here, the kids to get their licence have to get 120 hours up, so I've got Zoe
driving in the car.
That's another project. We're up to 111 and a half hours. Zoe's got 8.5 hours to go, and then she is ready to go for her licence, which is awesome. That's project. I've got things to do around the house. That's another project.
He's always got projects.
I've got things happening at the office because we're renovating, and that's another project. And I've got some really interesting things happening at the office in terms of social media and PR and communication.
You're welcome.
So, do you know? Yes, well, that's the story I tell. I mean, you know, I could sit down and I could tell someone all the bad things happening in my life.
You haven't really, but you know, we don't dwell on that. In fact, if you asked me to list 10 good things and 10 bad things, I would struggle to do that.
Would you?
Bad things, yeah. Because I think life's great. Life is great, everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you are. See, you've heard it.
Got a man I love, got 2 good kids. I haven't told you about him yet. But you know what I mean, like everything's good. I've got fabulous friends out there. I'm making new friends all the time. I like it, I love it. 2 new musicals opening this week. Look, I'm not eating sugar, I'm getting back onto the questions.
That looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Okay, Kirsten says, I can smell it. Kirsten says, what do you do to push past the doubts / bad stories you might find yourself thinking? Being an actor / writer / director for me, sometimes I have those moments where I might question what I'm doing, just because of the nature of the industry. But I always push past those doubts and stories by thinking the amazing things that could happen with my work. Okay, now I'm answering this first, because you've talked a lot.
Hope. Direction and focus. Because if you know where you're going to get to, then you'll focus on where it is you want to be. And you won't let those little things stand in the way, because you're on a journey. And you peg your journey out, whether it's a 1 week, 3 months, 2 years, 5-year journey, and you know the things that have got to be done. So that's the answer, so that you don't get distracted. It's got to be hope, doesn't it?
Now I will tell you my thing.
If there's no hope, it's
I just think that everybody has little self-doubts when you're doing a new project, or like when I'm designing a new necklace, or when I'm doing this, or when I'm doing that. And you go, I wonder if they'll like it, da, 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 da. But you've just got to go past that, because that's just like some silly little voice in your head. And don't preempt what others are going to think, because you don't really know that. So if you're thinking, oh my God, what's such and such going to think about this? Who cares? So push on and do what you think, do your best, and put out there what you think is your best stuff, and it'll all come back. Don't you think?
Oh, 100%. Yep.
And not everyone's going to like it, Kirsten, to be honest. Like, I don't expect everyone to like my jewellery or everybody to like my videos, but there will be some people that do, and that's the person I'm doing it for. So that's what I think. That's what I think's exciting about life, because everyone is different. Okay, I hope that helped. Okay, Joe Dennis said, I'm a teacher of gifted and talented students, and I'm constantly having doubts about whether
Where were you when I needed you?
about whether I'm giving these kids their absolute best. I reckon you probably are.
Well, you know.
Public education is really easy to bash, and I always take the criticism so personally. I love working with the kids, and watching them skyrocket is the best high ever, and just hearing you say those words, I can tell that you'd be doing your best.
How cool would it be when they come back and visit you in 10 years' time? Yeah. You know, when they come back and tell you because, you know, I know with Zoe, the teacher that she has for the subject has such a huge impact on... Very much. Like, she's got this fabulous English teacher. He is like world class. I want to interview him for a video, actually. Apparently that Harvard sent people out to come and look at him teach. Are you serious? Yes. Wow. And you know how you remember things because you associate. So quite often you'll pick something to associate. So what he does is he'll spray the classroom with a particular scent. And so when they're doing a particular topic... Have we told them about this before? No, I don't think so. Smell, yeah. And then another one, they were talking about landscape or something, so he put grass squares leading into the classroom. Yeah. And they have a wine and cheese afternoon. I think that probably makes a glass of water and a cake or something. But but you know... They have all these fun things. Zoe loves it, you know, and she's getting A's. And he's a real Oprah fan, like he loves Oprah too. I must interview him for a video. I must ask him if he would. Nathan. Yeah, because he's awesome. He is very cool. So I can tell you, if you're doing the best by your students,
make it quirky.
Yeah, yes. The biggest buzz will be when the kids come back and you see the unbelievable impact you've had on the students.
I made videos with one of my friends, Sherry. She's a teacher in Chicago, and she initiated that she'd get the kids doing this health and fitness program, which I do. So we made videos backwards and forwards, and I just took them, I showed them little things in Australia, some kangaroos and some exercises and stuff like that. And she said it had a profound impact on the kids. But what was also really interesting, Paul, you don't know this, I don't think, or maybe you do. The other day she sent me a letter, and she'd cut and paste a thing that someone had sent her, and it was one of the teachers in the next room who said that she'd lost, 10 pounds or something, because she'd been motivated by the fitness challenge as well. So you never know who you're impacting and who you're hitting, and it's just amazing. I love that. So keep doing crazy stuff, put it out there. You do love teachers who do things like that, don't you?
Yep.
Okay, that was Joe. Jane, she's just looking forward to the video. She's been waiting a very long time. Jane Emerson. Susie King, this is what I coach people on. I love Byron Katie's work about challenging, limiting self-stories. Is it true? I think that you can do anything you set your mind to. However, you've also got to be realistic. Okay, here's the thing. I don't believe that I could go on Australian Idol and win. So, of course, I'm not going to. You know what I mean?
You're the stumbling block.
But what do you do if you've been given a God-given talent? I think that's the thing that you need to work on.
Yes. The best analogy
do you think I could win Australian Idol?
was one of the rowing coaches that Zoe had that talked about, and I'm not certain about the dates and exactly, but it was maybe in the 30s, 40s, or 50s, and they said that you could not break the 4-minute mile. Everyone said negative. You cannot break the 4-minute mile.
Really?
And one guy broke the 4-minute mile.
I think we've talked about this.
Yes, and then immediately after he broke the 4-minute mile, I think it was 15 or 17 people within a 12-month period after that had happened.
Let me assure you, I will not be breaking the 4-minute
mile. So the only thing that was stopping people from breaking the 4-minute mile was people saying, you can't break the 4-minute mile.
I'm at 7:36, everyone, for the mile. I had a girlfriend this week. Now, here's the thing. This amazing girlfriend, Rosemary, who I train with, she's been a runner all her life, for fitness and maybe competing. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, she got on the treadmill and she was running at a speed that I find really hard. Easily, she'll blow up the machine. So I said to her I wanted to see how fast she could do the mile. And she said, I'm not feeling my absolute best today, but she gave it a really good go. Do you know what she did it in? 6 minutes 41. My best is 7:46. So she was a full minute and 5 seconds faster than me. I was in awe.
What's the next question?
It's exciting though to see people do that, don't you think?
What's the next question?
You can't keep leaning backwards and forwards. You know why, everyone? That's why the video goes in and out of focus. That's my husband's fault.
That'll keep you entertained.
Where are we? Okay. Caitlin said, I just want to say she thinks it's amazing that we do these videos together and she's happy there's true love out there. That's nice. And it's true, there is, because I think too many people look to the other, the grass is always green.
Do you know what? I'll tell you, it's not bullshit. We really love each other and we really get on. And it's not fabrication and it's not bullshit. And
you'll be pleased to know.
We see a lot of people that are just living this, it's just crap.
Yeah. But I think we are conscious of making an effort to. Oh, it's 8:48.
Yeah, I know. No, I'll check it.
All right. So yeah,
I think it just stopped. I reckon I just heard it then.
Really?
Oh no, it's still going.
Okay, turned off and on.
There we are.
Okay, Jamie. It's a friend of mine from Sydney. Oh, she doesn't have a question, but she says that she learns things every week from these videos. Well, that's why we do them, and I would like to think we're sharing some sort of positivity and making you guys, get something out of it too. Because we get stuff from reading your questions. It also makes us think. It's not just us giving to you. You also
There's a huge
give to us.
question here. What's this question? Is that next?
No. Hang on. She's just said thanks for... Anyway, so thanks, Jamie. That's nice.
Yeah.
She's down at the moment. She's down from Sydney going to all the musicals this week. Moon Shadow opens this week. I can't wait. Moon Shadow. I'm hoping so. I'll be there, baby. I'll be there. Okay. Melanie says, we can change these stories by realising, understanding and accepting. They are just stories. Okay, because I think one of my other friends, who shall remain nameless because she removed the question, was sort of saying it's hard to change your story. Sometimes when people are in down situations or situations that are challenging, they're finding it hard to change their story. But the person who said this is actually changing their story, and you know you are. I'm going to say who it is now, because I don't think she'll even care. My friend Karen was really initially in our first videos. She was
our friend Karen?
Our friend Karen. She was quite cross when you were talking about you should do things at a younger age, because she felt like, oh my God, have I missed out?
She knew I was right.
But the thing is, she hasn't missed out because she acted on that defiantly, and she's now studying nursing to create a better life for herself and her family, and I really admire that.
You miss out when you're dead.
Yeah, she's working so hard though, and so I think you are changing your story, Karen. I do. Seriously, I'm so impressed by her.
Our Karen.
Okay, Lisa said, how do I deal with negativity from others?
Stay away from it.
Yeah,
you know what? Disassociate yourself with them.
Yeah, it bothers me a lot less than it used to. I say this every week, but it really does.
I told you, I don't go to that cafe anymore.
Yeah,
I don't get my coffee there because I don't enjoy the coffee as much.
Yeah,
and it actually is very good coffee.
Yeah,
but I just don't. I just feel
like I love going into Sassenbite in Chapel Street. My favourite place.
Do you know what it's like? It's like fingernails on the blackboard. You know, and that terrible noise. You walk in. I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
I go somewhere else. I go somewhere else where they project a nice time.
Okay. Oh, I know this story. Because I read this last week. It's Margot's story, and she said that she changed her story because her parents, when she first got married, her parents had like a fast food business, and she worked in it and did really well with it, but it wasn't her passion, and she didn't really love it. So when they got married, I think she sold up the business, and I don't think her parents were, wildly thrilled with her doing that because they'd created this business. But she woke up every day hating her life. She said, I felt no worth, no passion, no excitement, no challenge. I would daydream all day about something better, and I felt like every customer I served was thinking, oh, she must be really dumb to be doing this work. I changed everything one day by my Oprah shows that I would tape during the day, and
Oprah.
Yeah, we've all done that. And she felt like Oprah was talking to her about, I remember that show where you completely changed your job, and that one woman became an astronaut. It was wild. I do remember that show. And so she got the courage to feed her spirit. I sold my family business. My parents freaked out, and my hubby and I thought, if we lose everything, so be it. So now she works for Myer, which is a big department store in Australia. We met her at the Hairspray opening. Do you remember? And she loves it, and I believe she would be. In fact, she just won an award for being a fantastic employee. And she loves it every day. She says here that I jump out of bed every day and can't wait to get there. The moral of the story is don't believe the stories, rise above them. Yeah.
Living with purpose.
Yeah. If someone tells you you can't do something, don't necessarily believe them. Seriously. Don't you think?
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, Margot's amazing.
Lots of people have told you, don't do this and don't do that.
Oh yeah, don't make videos. Yeah. Don't make videos. I couldn't bear not making videos. This has become such a part of my life.
What's the next one?
Are you nudging me?
Well, there's a lot of questions there.
Trevor Rose, he lives in New Zealand, but I think he might have come back, I heard last night. I often say to myself, it's none of my business what other people say or think about me. Well, that is true. It is only their opinion.
Exactly.
And, those people that are saying things you don't want to associate with anyway, he said, and that's so true. I've got a few people that I know say things about me, and do you think I'll ring them up anymore? No. I don't, do I? In fact, I was thinking, the one, you'd probably know one of the ones I'm talking about. And I was thinking about the words that she uses in her vocabulary, and I was wondering no, don't do faces and stuff. Don't even indicate who we're talking about. But I'm just wondering, when you say, I wonder, when you say different words and things, how it impacts, like I say amazing, and I don't swear or anything. So I wonder if you, say all the rude words and all that sort of stuff, how that impacts on your image. And you know what, in fact, it would project badly to people, wouldn't it? I think so. Okay.
Still don't know who she's talking about.
Really?
No. Getting thumped on the table, right?
You are not. I did initially, but not now. I just always get scared that he's going to go, oh, do you mean? And then I'll go, edit. But he didn't do that. Okay, Christine. Hello, Noah. Christine with the Bambino.
Oh.
I want to see the baby too.
Miss Pilates.
Yes. Your Louise Hayes says, your thoughts create your reality. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always remember this when a negative thought creeps into mind. So if you want your life to be better, it has to start with positive self-talk. A question I often ask people is, would you talk to your best friend the way you talk to yourself? I would. Would you? Are you hard on yourself or not?
Sometimes, yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, that's not good. That defeats the whole purpose of our talk today.
But disciplined.
Yeah, disciplined. But you would say that to a friend as well, I would say.
Yeah. No.
But you don't say bad things to yourself.
No. You misinterpret,
Yeah.
Disciplined.
Yeah. If you were able to record your thoughts and play them back for others to hear, would you be happy with that or embarrassed? That is brilliant. Like, I've got a girlfriend who is amazing to me, and I wouldn't even care if she saw this video.
I wouldn't want all my thoughts recorded.
Oh, no, you would not. But the thing is, this girl is amazing and so fabulous to me, and everyone who needs her help, she is amazing. But her own self-talk, and she'll know who it is if she watches. I don't even know if she watches my videos.
Can I say who it is?
No. And you know who it is. But the thing is, if I taped her and played it back, she would have a heart attack, I think.
She would.
Yeah. That is brilliant. I really like that, don't you? Where are we? That's it. Okay, Alison said she likes this topic. I used to talk negatively to myself without even knowing I was doing it. I mean, I guess we all do a little bit. You go, oh, I've put on weight or whatever. We all do a little tiny bit, but you've got to not do that, apparently. Once I did eventually become aware of this, I was able to catch myself and change. It was a constant focus and one that I found made easier by TUT. I don't know what that is. It's maybe an electric shock every time you do something. I don't know what it is. Not sure if you know them. I receive an email each day from the universe and they constantly reinforce positivity. So it's just like a positive quote. Yeah. Well, I agree. You can't tell yourself negative stuff. And you know when you decide to go on a diet, you go, oh, I'm just so fat, and you just don't want to think like that, because then the whole thing, because everyone who wants to lose weight wants to lose it yesterday.
Well, you don't go on a diet because you're thin.
No. And like seeing that watermelon sitting there, like I have decided that for at least a month I'm going to see what happens when I don't eat sugar and how I feel about it. And I've been really good. I have. Are you saying I haven't?
You have.
Thank you very much.
I was just smiling.
Okay.
The woman with discipline. Done your mile today?
I have done my mile and a walk.
Really?
Thank you very much. I have run every day this year, as you all know. Okay, Tina says she doesn't have any questions. Can you talk and I'll just read this for a second?
If it is to be, it is up to me.
That was quick thinking.
So you must remember that.
Oh, okay. She says that really we're all miracles. So the mere fact that we're alive, she's sort of saying the sperm and the egg thing, that it is a miracle that we were even created. So we should be joyous that we're here. Well, that is true, isn't it? Everyone is a miracle.
Ta-da!
Okay, so that's it. So my niece is about to walk in the door, and Max, and she really loved the Spice Girls when she was younger, and so I'm taking her to Dancing with the Stars tonight because Mel B is the host of Dancing with the Stars in Australia, the female host. So she's super excited, and we've been discussing what she's wearing. Come in and say hello on the video. Come on.
Who do I look like?
I love that white jacket. I think you should wear that. Okay, here's my niece.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's Philly.
Go, Phil!
Come back, come here.
Phil is a big fan of the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
And I remember when Philly was 10, 11, 12,
I
8.
do too.
And they used to have a little ghetto blaster down at the beach, and they all used to do the dances all in step and all in time.
So have you thought what you're going to say to her? Because she's been wondering, you really love someone, what are you going to say?
No, I've got no idea what I'd say. No idea.
Oh, you'll know. She's really lovely. Anyway, it's exciting because when you meet someone that you really love forever, it's nerve-wracking and exciting all at the same time, isn't it?
I could possibly cry, but...
Megan will give you a lesson on that.
Paul said to me, like when we were doing, Paul said to me, come back into the plane because you'll be all
Don't be a Klingon. She doesn't want you crying.
This is exactly, you know what, this is what we're talking about in our video, actually. I know, but the thing is, yes, happy tears are okay, but I also think, Paul said to me that should Oprah appear on Taco Night, it's like in case she rang the bell and she came, He said, remember, you don't want to be one of those crazy women crying. And so I kind of rehearsed the fact in my head. I wonder if Oprah came, like I was not imagining.
You know the ones when they get her and they put her in a headlock and they pull their eyes out.
Because I'd run through that in my head, it was, you know, like of course I was full of emotion, but I did not cry, and I'm really glad we had that talk.
The woman that went spastic when she'd met Oprah, and then she said after that, she said, all I want to do now is meet Elvis.
Yeah, she goes, I've met the Queen now, I've just got to meet the King. Do you remember that? That was so funny. And then I got interviewed with her in the same space. It was very funny.
So Philly's meeting Mel B.
Yes.
Have you been practicing the songs?
No.
I want to be your lover. I can remember them.
I can't believe you remember them. Who knew he was a Spice Girl?
There was you, Rosie, and...
That's hilarious. So you could even sing that.
I would have been Lucy.
Lucy, yeah. It was the three of you.
That is hilarious.
All dancing in time. I can never forget it.
Oh, that is funny. Okay, so Dale Ann.
Sure.
Her actual name's Dale, but because her name on Facebook is Dale Ann Potter, I always call her Dale Ann, like Anne-Marie or something like that. But her real name's just Dale. Oh, what's happened?
No, but it's still going because I forgot to restart it.
Okay, so she says that she didn't think it was possible to change your self-story, but now she has. And she's created this business and she's doing super well with it. She's making videos. I love Dale and I always hear from her. Very nice. She's on Twitter, she's on everything.
Really?
Do we need a bit of lighting, do we?
No, I just thought I'd change it.
Change it up a bit?
Yeah.
We could do it underneath our chins and look like Halloween animals.
Wait, what's the next question?
Matthew says he won't be able to watch because he's at his sister's wedding, but you can watch now, even though we're going to put it up late. Okay. Kelvin. I love Kelvin's questions. He remembered this topic from Life Class. Very powerful stuff. Here's my question. Yesterday, I was watching a television special about two young men in the city I live in who were shot and killed and had their bodies burned in a car. Very, very tragic. Don't laugh over there.
That sounds crazy.
But at the time of their deaths, they were involved in drugs and that sort of negative stuff. So my question is, how important is it to surround yourself with positive energy, and how do you guys maintain that great energy that you have and not let the negative stuff interfere with your lives? And that is so true, and you do become the people you hang around with. And even Tony Robbins said this at the Life Class. He was like, you know, if you're going to hang around, like if you're hanging around with a group of women, for example, and I know some of you out there are going to hiss at me for saying this, but if you're hanging around with a whole lot of women who've just left their husbands, the talk that becomes part of it is kind of encouraging to leave your husband as well.
So if you're the only one married and then you meet them for coffee and you've had an argument with your husband...
Yeah, and they go, I'll just leave him.
Get rid of him.
You can do it, I've done it.
Give me my lawyer.
Yeah.
You can get this amount of money.
Or even people that take drugs and drink and stuff like that.
Just have one.
One drink?
Yeah, well, you know what they say.
I quite like 3 drinks, actually.
Hey, Philly, I think come over here. See, come and sit in the hot seat right there, Philly. You can have a guest appearance.
Okay, so I can ask Philly about this. So how do you think that, like, at your age, you're coming across people who do drugs all the time?
Yes.
So how do you not get involved with that? Do you have any of your friends who do drugs?
Yeah, lots of them do drugs.
Really?
Yeah.
What sort of drugs?
I'm really bad at drugs. So
well, is it like cocaine?
No,
is it
more,
like ecstasy? Is it
depends,
speed?
There's different groups. Like there's a group that mostly does cocaine, and then there's a group that would do more.
Is it expensive?
Well, it's cheaper than drinking. That's why everyone does it, because they keep bringing
Oh, really?
Like I'd spend $200 out drinking, but I think you can buy
$200.
Well, if you buy shouts and stuff.
Yeah,
do you drink French champagne? Do you?
I think she just drinks lots and lots of drinks. Yeah.
But it is.
The
cheaper.
VB is not that expensive.
No, VB. That's terrible. No, it is cheaper to do drugs. I think that's half the problem. The government keep putting the tax up on drinking and.
Wow, it's cheaper to do drugs.
I
find that amazing.
Is there GST on drugs?
The thing is, people out there who are watching who are younger, like all the people my age, know this. When you look back at the people you went to school with, who were those kids that did the drugs, and you look at them now, you can see that their lives have not become successful. It's just a fact.
No. It's getting worse. Like Alex's year is
their brother.
100% all of them, apart from Alex. There's like Alex and Lucy are the only ones that don't do it. My year's not as bad as that.
I heard he went to a party the other week, and when they all went in, because he just doesn't touch, he's a drinker, but he doesn't take drugs at all, and they had laced the punch with LSD.
Yeah.
That blows me away that someone would lace a punch. That's disgusting.
Terrible.
And because drugs should be a choice if people want to be stupid enough to take them. And when he walked into the party, everyone was given a pill. I've been to a party where you have a shot of tequila when you walk in, but jeepers.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It is really bad. They weren't happy at all. They left, actually. They weren't happy.
Good for them. And so therefore I would say that he would not want to surround himself with those people again.
No. He came home and said he was moving interstate. And booked a flight to Canada, actually.
Yeah. Oh, he did book a flight.
It'll be the same there.
Yeah.
But it's true, you don't want to be... and it's disappointing when your friends do stuff that you don't want to do.
Definitely. It's taking over the world, though, drugs. Everyone does it. And it makes you skinnier.
Yeah, see, I think a lot of people think that too. And that's a true fact. If you take cocaine, it inhibits the receptors in your brain that make you want to eat. But I don't... I'm not that desperate to be thin because the other parts of your body suffer.
Correct.
So what's the next question, Megs? Got to keep her moving along.
So how about this? We've got a guest appearance. I like
That'll be a 4-hour
guests.
video.
Oh, hang on. So I would say, Kelvin, that when that happens, I think all those negative things, I think you do attract negative things into your life. And those guys were probably on some sort of drugs or something when they had the car crash. Or drinking. Seriously, it's just one thing leads to the next. It's like when you wake up in the morning and you go, oh my God, the alarm didn't go off, and then you stand on the toothpaste and then you hit your head on the door or cupboard door or whatever, and you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm having such a bad day. In fact, Oprah tweeted about this week. She said, you are what you believe, and she goes, when you say I am anything. I am tired, I am excited, I am happy, I am bored, I am whatever, that's what you become, and you become more of it. Yes. What's that? I am horny. Paul's doing like pelvic gestures behind the camera. You missed out then.
Last week I stripped behind the camera, but Megan edited that.
Oh, he's so I had to edit it because my commentary was so tragic. You're so lucky to see that, everybody, or hear that.
What's the next question, Megs?
I can't believe we just told everyone to do that. Okay, Margot and Tina are having a bit of a chat about finding passions, which was nice.
Do you keep that in your limited edition hats?
What?
The strip.
Oh yeah, I'll use it for his 60th birthday. I need a file of all the blips and things that Paul does. I did that for his 50th, I actually did. That video of you dancing up on the couch and everything. I'll try and find that and put it up, everyone. Okay. When I messaged you what books I should read, okay, Harley messaged me and said what book should they read and what book should he read. And so invariably when someone says to me what's my favourite self-help book, I always say Ask and It Is Given, because it's one of those law of attraction
Not
books.
50 Shades of Grey?
I want to read 50 Shades of Grey. Have you read it?
I don't read books.
It's a bit of a sexy book apparently. I've got it on my iPad, but I haven't opened it up yet. Anyway, apart from that, Paul, thank you, sex maniac behind the camera today. Now I've lost my whole train of thought.
Ask and It Will Be
Ask
Given.
and It's Given. It's a great book. I love it, and it is what I totally believe. So you've bought that and you loved it by the sounds of it. Me and my boyfriend.
You're on.
Okay, so he was saying that he used to look for apartments and they would never be approved and kept telling himself it's because we weren't ready. And then a beautiful apartment was put on the net and they went to the inspection and they were approved. See, I believe that. I think everything happens at the right time. There's a passage of writing called Desiderata, and I've actually made videos about it. I love it. Billy's amused by Paul eating cherries and being a fool. You can interject whenever you want. Margot said, sorry if I'm getting too excited here, but I have to add, I've got to dress about 30 audience members for when Oprah... Oh, she got to dress 30 of the people when Oprah came to Australia. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know you did that, Margot. That is fun. Because Margot's a huge Oprah fan, and in fact, that's how I met her at Hairspray. She came up to me and she was telling me that she was... Because she had watched the Taco Night. I love it when people say, oh my God, I saw you on the Oprah show. Like, even in America that happened. Like, a year later in New York... Oh, that's bright.
I know, I'm just staring. Come on, Max.
Okay, Lisa Simpson, Megan, I have just seen the photo you've posted of you at the gym, and you're a true example of how exercise benefits the body. I'm not feeling that way today. That's self-talk, isn't it? But it's but you do have to do stuff. You do have to exercise, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah, you have to exercise for your inside of your body as well, not just your outward appearance. It's to keep your body young. I was reading a book that said that when you exercise, it makes your body think you're out hunting and doing stuff like that. And so it alerts it to the fact that you're young. And when you become sedentary and just sitting down in a chair, it goes, oh, well, I don't really need to work, I'm older. It's interesting, isn't it?
Stop sending the growth hormone.
Yeah, that's what it does apparently. I thought that was very interesting. Natalie said, I loved it when Tony Robbins says we need to divorce ourselves from the past and we should not define ourselves because of our past. That's true. And I love it when Oprah says we are enough because we are here. Exactly, everybody.
That's only if your past is no good. But if your past is good, you could want to divorce yourself from that.
No, but your past is not what you are now. Some people live in the past. Some people live in their high school days or whatever, and you can't do that because we're here right now. The only time you've got is right now.
You've got a friend in America that still lives in his high school days.
Thank you, Paul. I hope he's not watching. He's just kidding. Anyway, sometimes I wonder if I have to edit my videos. What are you doing? Are you coming back?
Yeah, coming to sit here.
So, everyone, I think that you have to tell yourselves good stories about yourself. And even sometimes you do have to just fake it till you make it. And if you have not got something good happening in your life, then pay a compliment to someone else. Or if you've got a friend who's just won the lottery or got a new job or whatever, enjoy their success and go, oh my God, that's so exciting, tell me all about it. And then they'll be telling you about it with their up voice, and then that energy transfers across.
Are we at the end of the questions?
We are.
Is that it?
Do you want to turn the video off?
No. I'll say goodbye.
Philly and I have to go in like
very soon.
Half an hour.
I have to put a face on.
You've got a face and new clothes and everything, so we're trying to work out what to wear. I think I might wear my gold sparkly jacket. Which outfit did you like better? I just sent you two pictures.
I don't know which one. I like both of them. One was a bit more casual. And the gold.
Don't worry, Mel B will like you in both.
Well, this photo, if I get a photo with it, will be like life size on my wall, so I have to.
I got Philly to meet Miley Cyrus too. You loved that.
I did. I cried then too.
Bye everybody. Have a great week. Mwah. Hey, everybody, I need a quick. Right. I want a quick demo. That's Zoe. Here's Mary. This is my new daughter because Zoe's on the phone. Zoe, be quiet. We're videoing, please.
So you need to do a spoonful, basically. I feel like I'm on the cooking show.
I know, you're good too.
You need to do a spoonful into each patty pan of each colour. So it's a really long process. So
okay.
I'll do a demo for you.
Okay, we'll just do one.
So you get a spoon of blue. Okay. So you just
this is that new thing that everyone's doing on Pinterest and like everywhere.
I think I put too much.
I want to do this for a cheesecake. Do you think it would work?
I'm not sure.
You're the dessert maker.
I never thought of that.
I was going to do that for Zoe's birthday last year, but then, I don't know, something happened. Oh, she wanted a chocolate cake, so I couldn't colour that.
Yeah.
So you just kind of do stripes, do you?
You just sort of like mush it like that, and then when it rises, it fits anyway. But it takes so long to do a double batch, especially like we're doing today. I think I put too much.
Are you charging for these cupcakes, you girls? I think you should. I would. Look at that. I wish they were gluten-free so I could try one.
Oh, I've put too much. Might overflow a little.
Are you supposed to be able to see all the colours up the top?
No, you're not. But I'm just
okay.
Pushing it a little. You can spread it out a little if you want, like that, sort of over the top.
Oh,
when
cute.
You do each layer.
You could do a little love heart shape even.
I think when it
Can you
when
put
it
an
rises,
M? Can you put an M on the top of that for Megan, or a J for Jewelchic?
Or a P for Paul?
Oh no, I wouldn't do
Paul's
that.
had a haircut, look.
What do you think?
Now it's just gone super white.
When it rises, it all goes like all weird though. So I don't
Does
think
it?
You can really shape it.
Oh, I see. So you couldn't put hearts. So there we go, everybody.
That one's a bit full.
Cooking extraordinaire on the Saturday video with Mary, my new daughter. So how does it feel now that I have a new daughter, Zoe?
No comment. Turn the camera off. This is rubbish.
These are looking good, aren't they?
Oh, is it your favourite daughter? I like green cupcakes.
Mary did them.
Look at little Zoe.
See you girls. Let's go next.
So you can see she's actually fine now. She's dancing.
We'll be back.
If this is my song reflecting my feelings.
You do realise you're going to be on the end of the Saturday video doing this?
This is me like dragging my sorrows.
Oh.
And then resulting to dance.
Goodbye, other daughter. Goodbye, Zoe.
Wait, hang on. Alright, this is enough.